What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 6 of my Total War Warhammer 3 and Vanilla Dechala the Denied One Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have taken out Zhao Ming and the western provinces for good and got our first battle against Balthazar Gelt. He retreated with the remnants of his army, wherein we decided not to give chase with Dechala because she already had his defeat trait, and instead have Akarak go after Balthazar himself and acquire same said defeat trait the hard way. Luckily, we do everything the hard way, and ooh, that's going to be a good title for this episode. Alright, that's done. Anyway, we are going to go after Gelt, I guess because we're damaged and, you know, Gelt himself is going to be kind of concerning with all of his spell work. We're going to do a little bit of the old seduction. Let's go for the range units that are going to be difficult to deal with or catch, and the great swords as well. And I believe, oh, well, it's 4 out of 4, so yeah. Can't seduce the Hellstorm because it's tier 4 run right now until we get the techs. Our maximum tier is tier 3, so what are you gonna do? Alright, the corruption is set, and that changes it to Pyrrhic victory casualties high. Love it. Go.
Let them lie bleeding and torn asunder. Let them bask in exquisite pain before their end.
Alright, really enjoying the Slaaneshi pre-battle speeches. Anyway, here we go. We're going to make use of our speed to book it towards the enemies with our Forsaken and Chaos Spawn and Salangors, who will, with their Vanguard deployment, close the distance a little bit faster. The first one, unfortunately, takes about 30% of its HP and damage, but we're going to instead move it out of the way as it's absorbed those hits for a unit that has not taken as many. These guys will charge directly towards the enemy handgunners, probably the biggest threat, or one of them at least, on the field, as they have armor-piercing ammunition, and our army is low on the melee defense but high on armor. Speaking of the rest of our army, our Chaos Spawn and Forsaken have arrived. The great swords get hit with Acquiescence and the debuff of Soporific Musk, breaking their melee defense effectively, and down to 4, and allowing those Chaos Spawn to tear them to shreds. Very, very nice. And the Chaos Spawn are breaking pretty much everything that they're coming in contact with. We are, by and large, ignoring the Pistoliers because we can't catch them, but all the archers, all of the range units are getting completely overrun. Gelt did not bring near enough melee troops to fight here, and it's going to cost him and his army dearly. I'm still surprised that he, attacked us a second time after running away the first time, but maybe he did something changed. Why run away and only to attack us immediately after? I don't know. But it works for us. Alright, good job, Akarak. It looks like Gelt is too afraid to touch down and attack you. I guess he's not high enough level because his stats are kind of meh. And he certainly wouldn't be able to get through the HP of that big old war shrine. Why are we waiting? Because the enemy army, or at least the enemy infantry, missile and melee alike, have shattered. Gelt is still flying above while we work on the enemy Empire Captain and Amber Wizard out there. And the Empire Captain surrounded by the Chaos Spawn and the war shrine attempting to move towards it. And it looks like that captain will break. The Amber Wizard will probably die. I don't know if the captain can escape because similarly has an Empire Pegasus, but otherwise the battle is ours, and Gelt flies away as he usually does, and we've got his defeat trait on this army too. Alrighty, there we go. Wow, we barely got any thralls out of that. I guess archers are so useless they don't even make good thralls. Oh well. And 86 afterwards versus 1,000 gold. I actually think that the gold is probably more useful here. Go figure. Rarity. Anyway, Gelt escapes once more, and the fact is, Quicksilver is actually helping us quite a bit in allowing him to escape every fight like this, because it just means that we can get his defeat trait again, and hopefully we make it down here with Alex to do so. Anyway, how do we do here? The best of the performing Forsaken at 8.1k, not bad, and 6.2 on the best performing Slangors. As for the 6.9k and 6.7k, very nice on the both of these Spawn of Slaanesh. Works for me. Offer tribute, please. Alright, Gelt will back off to the Haunted Forest, which is exactly what we want. Alright, it's going to take a bit of time to get over here with Alex, though. He's going to have time to rebuild. Gain a substantial income. Very nice, very nice. What is this? What? Why did the camera... Okay, I don't know why I did that. Oh, that's why. You, Akarek, are going to be immortal permanently. Spurn the offering. We've got... I mean, I want one of every lord type available to lead an army, so we'll need a Demon Prince, an Exalted Keeper of Secrets, a Herald, a Sorcerer, a Ground Guy, just Chaos Lord. Ground Guy. That's all I could come up with. Yeah, anyway. Enemy killed in battle, armor +6, shielded Talos, war banner. Ugh. Every time I see the war banner, it disturbs me greatly how pathetic it is in vanilla as an item compared to how decent it is in SFO. But anyway, Asylum of Craftsmen, please. Now, are you able to make Exalted Demonettes now? Yes. And you're able to make Seekers as well. Okay, wait, just a quick comparison of Exalted versus Unexalted Demonettes in vanilla. So, same amount of units, just a significant increase in damage, and then as well... Yeah, there's really no reason to use regular Demonettes when you can use Exalted ones, is there? You know, we are going to be recruiting here quite a bit, so I think we're going to pop the Pleasure Hunt, like so. At Hanyu Port, then we will start on a couple of Exalted Demonettes. Oh, 3. Again, I am not entirely sure how many Exalted Demonettes Alex is going to need. It's going to be some, which is more than none, if that was unclear. Anyway, get a move on. Oh, you're going to be a long way to get to Gelty. I guess we could sort of sit out here with that, correct? Heal up a little bit and then maybe even raid the Haunted Forest for a while. This is his last territory, but we can't allow Ku'gath to close, so we might actually just go after Ku'gath with Dechala in the meantime. Seems like the thing to do. We could also go after these guys, and oh, Alex, you can actually stop on by and grab Chiang Camp while you're at it. It seems like the thing to do as well. Anyway, you, Hilalian, are supposed to join Decala's army. I would like 2 of the Druki Anointed to lead 2 units of Boob Snake Riders, aka Pleasure Seekers. The other Druki Anointed is... I mean, in theory, once again, we want one of these in every single army, mostly because of the replenished troops, and I do believe that this army is going to need it. Though admittedly, it'll also feel a little bit weird to have a Druki Anointed in the Spawn and Forsaken and Slangor and Praeton army. And whatever else we end up putting in there. Slaanesh giggle. But anyway, I guess we'll just wait and see. You're fine as you are. A recruitment is happening. What else do we need to do? Ah, I'm not forgetting the cultist. Look at me. I haven't forgotten the cultist for several turns in a row. Are you guys proud of me? It's incredible. Divine Bringer of Desire. Huh. Nice name. You have Disciplined. Alright, fair enough. Go up here. What do you do, by the way? You have Training. And then obviously you buff the Demonettes and stuff. What do we have as options for other Alluruses? We have that Tactician one, which admittedly I did like. I guess Depraver isn't super necessary if you use, oh, Sundering attacks. That's quite interesting. I didn't realize the Weapon Master did that. Not for that army, but still pretty interesting. Anyway, as I was saying, because the Exalted Demonettes have Charmed attacks already, meaning we wouldn't need it on the Alluruses, in theory. Anyway, you can't reach Ku'gath, can you? Go here. We'll start moving towards him and see what he does. Alrighty, and then if you go into rating stance, you will... Okay, now you won't be able to do that. Alright, fine, you're going to need to channel. In fact, you are also going to need to channel... Are you healing more because of this? You're not, and camp stance doesn't actually help you heal more. Oh! Yeah, okay, see, that's another reason we're really going to want a heal guy. A Druki Anointed, that's the one. So yeah, anyway, Slaanesh marked and Beguiling Brand. Paragon of Exus, Melee Attack -5, which will combine with the Exalted Champion, or Exalted Hero rather, which has Brilliant Glamour, which is another -5, and if we can get a Glittering Scales, that'll be yet another -5, which we'll put to good use, I'm sure. Alrighty. Especially in this army, because, you know, Forsaken, 23 melee defense, it's pretty pathetic. Just because we ran into a weak army doesn't mean that all armies we run into will be weak, you know? Anyway, let's upgrade stuff. Shenwu, Monument of Toil, and then whatever. We'll upgrade you to full to get as much use out of that Tormentor's Hold as possible. Gateway to Koresh. I don't believe we need to upgrade anything here at this time. Yes, more Decadence is good, but I would like to save enough Thralls for another Pleasure Palace at a high level if possible. You need to be upgraded to Tier 3, although you're in a yellow territory, and I think maybe we're better off just leaving you alone for now, because it's quite expensive. Go for Carver's Cages. And I fear we'll need to either counteract the negative control soon, or otherwise... I mean, do we actually want to use the Pleasure Party or the Pleasure Hunt for this? I don't know. Feels like a bit of a waste. We will upgrade you, though. Alrighty. I'll keep an eye on this. Shiama's Rest, you now need to be converted. Convert to a Tormentor's Hold, please. You're not a yellow territory, are you? No, you're not. It's just the Celestial Riverlands, which is fine. Alright, you're good. A Nobler Country is fine. Elite Temple, we will upgrade you for 3.4k. Good lord. Why are you so expensive? What can you do? We have the money, for now. And then keep building these, and the Rings of Steel as well. And you are currently in Indulgent Torment, which, funnily enough, is no longer particularly useful here. We'll switch to Palatial Delights, as we have a Pleasure Palace here now, which will be generating most of the cash. And Broken Lands of Tianli. We have... I guess we can upgrade the Craftsman thing, just so we don't have to look at it every turn. Eventually we'll delete this territory or give it up to our allies, but yeah. Anyway, same thing for Shangyang, and... I mean, I guess we can upgrade it to Tier 2, just not go up a tier afterwards, because it's too expensive. Also, why did I not build this at Nongchang? Just do this. Did I skip something? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oh, you know what we could also do? You. Gateway to Koresh, let's get you Pleasure Arena to increase your research rate and income. And we already did the Diktat in the other territory. We could do one here as well, 20% and research rate increase. Admittedly, that will mean forgoing this, though. Growth versus income from Pleasure Palaces. You know what? Maybe for a bit go through Announce Supremacy. As if, yeah, it's a loss of some money, but what can you do? And at least this way we can counteract the loss of money by still popping off Pleasure Arena for a while. And getting the extra research. Yeah, makes sense to me. Alright, it's only an extra 300 gold per turn, which isn't anything crazy, which I think anything below 2,000 we're not gonna pop that off. Alrighty, I think that's all we gotta do for now. Outposts, cults, and whatnot. We will also want to get a Cathan War Drum from the Burning Wind Nomads in probably... Well, actually, that's a question. Which army? The Marauder army is probably a decent option for this. But then... Maybe we just keep it to 2 Marauder champions in that case? And in that case, would we want the armor-piercing ones then? I wonder if we have a tech that increases the number of units we can get. I'm pretty sure that the High Elves get it with the new campaign. I just wonder if there's any other similar tech for Slaanesh. Increasing it to 5 or 6 would be just fantastic. I mean, I guess eventually the mod will be updated anyway, so we'll still be able to do that if I don't see anything here. Global recruitment, demonic. Yeah, this is mostly just buffing our units. Yeah, unfortunately not. Maybe we keep it to shields then. The Marauders are going to be vulnerable to missile fire, and much as I'd like the armor piercing. Alright, we'll do this then, and then we'll double up on the war drums in that army. And if we end up being able to get more, we'll get more. Alrighty, makes sense to me. It should be a nice, solid army. And in terms of the Marauders under Sturkar. Alright, anything else? I don't believe so. We'll end the turn. We're up to 6,000 gold per turn now, which is not too bad. And aha, Ku'gath moved nearby. Sorry, buddy. Oh, but will Dechala be able to reach you? We'll see. Declare war. Gold to... Oh. I mean... Yeah, expected, but... We can't have Ku'gath kill Gelt. Meaning that's 2 wars at once. I'm assuming Vashnar can defend Hanyu Port, but it's a little bit annoying that they're doing it right now. Oh well. I wonder where Goldtooth is at. There he is. That was quick. Alrighty. Well, I'm guessing then we'll just have to hold Ku'gath off with Akorak once Dechala has defeated him. Which, fair enough, keeps it interesting and all that. I do like it interesting. Not as much as... Huh. Well, I guess titling this episode The Hard Way was the appropriate thing to do. Anyway, Hanyu Port. Okay, Alex is here. She could attack this and go on in. The Goldtooth himself isn't there. And are you actually able to reach them? You are. Huh. We could cancel these and have you guys reinforce as well. I'd be tempted... What is this? Razor Standard? Nice. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. You can't do anything to move it. Well, you could, but it's kind of iffy if you can actually move in. I probably better not risk it. Is this enough to kill this many ogres? I'm not sure. But we should probably try. I really don't want to waste a turn with these guys, but I fear that the help of the Marauder champions is quite needed. Well, either way, it doesn't change the fact that we want to kill off Ku'gath here and keep Balthazar Gelt open for another killing and take his defeat trade. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to have to do it like this, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, Akorak, I guess you can leech the XP. Dechala, you can get another Spur of Eagerness. And, yeah, our money dropped by about 4,000 gold per turn. You... And yes, we could, in theory, vassalize Ku'gath. He does like us enough, but... I'm disinclined to any of his units, that's the thing. And he has a nice territory. A really nice territory. And I don't particularly want to be competing. And I also don't want his plagues constantly plaguinating us just by being nearby. You know, yeah, we'll kill him. Anyway, we can't ask to join war, so we'll just declare war. Like so. Alrighty, and then Dechala, I guess... I don't even remember what defeat trait you do in vanilla. It's been too long. Anyway, let's do some level ups. And Dechala, Scarred Veteran. We got 4 to play with, and... not a lot more levels. Could get you more charge bonus, plus 30. Thick Skin, you have barely any armor. Which is a little bit unfortunate. We do need to spend 1 more point in Mentor. Presumably, we may want a couple of Pleasure Seekers in this army. Meaning we will probably... Oh, Pleasure Seekers have poison, and I take it... Ooh, that's nice. Because, in Decala's army, that could be combined with the corroding poison as well. That's real nice. Alright, so assuming that we get Connoisseurs of Delight, we'd probably want Gratifying Charge, although it isn't actually anything that crazy. But that would be 4 points, leaving us with 5 more to play with. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5. And without the ability to get Lightning Strike or Draft Master or anything like that. And unfortunately, Seduce Units budget. But frankly, do we really need it? I don't think so. Alright, so then that light, since we don't need this as yet, we'll go for Devastating Charge and Thick Skinned. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. This worked out too well, suspiciously well. Oh, I was thinking about giving her a Praeton, but honestly, it's not really necessary. Alright, let's do that. Then we'll go level 46, 47, 48, wait, 48, 49, 50. Yeah. Perfection. And obviously we don't need Indomitable because the leadership is fine on Lords. Alrighty, what about the rest of you? Do we actually need you to level for Ku'gath? Maybe. Prolific spellcasting, targeting range for spells, I do like that. And Blinking Vigilance, nice, but not necessary here. I have not decided between these, though I'm rather inclined to the cooldown reduction because it feeds into Slaanesh Soul Feeder and allows you to cast or spam cast Lash of Slaanesh cheaply and constantly to continuously heal yourself. I think it's pretty solid. And I think that's what we're gonna do. Granted, the miscast reduction is nice, but yeah, more Lash. More Lash. Anyway, what else do we have here? Slicing Shards, I want you to be at level 2. I don't really care for Pavane, but we occasionally use Acquiescence. It does have a Vigor Loss reduction, eventually causes them to go into Rampage. It does have some niche uses, I suppose, but I feel like I want another point in Slicing Shards because the Bombardment is pretty useful on occasion. Anyway, Blade Shield, and I'm going to say Woundmaker into Deadly Onslaught for Mr. Sturkar. And I guess another couple of points into melee attack, because he has surprisingly low melee attack. Cultist of Slaanesh, you will get Mentor. And, well, obviously we don't need Wound. Let's go for Blade Shield, and I guess Woundmaker isn't super helpful to you because you're on a War Shrine. Thick Armored, or Thick Skinned? Yeah, let's go with that. Alrighty, and then lastly, the Druki Anointed. What you missing? You have just about everything that's good. Let's grab Devastating Charge, rather, because your charge is actually not very high compared to others. Alright, and I went with Guardian for you rather than Wayfarer, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah. And Thick-Skinned. And you're mostly complete now. Oh, isn't that nice? Alright, Ku'gath. Sorry, buddy. You really wanted to kill Gelt, but he's been marked for Slaanesh. Alrighty, and do we need to corrupt anybody? Well, we could reduce the capability of the 2 Plague Ogres. Ooh, you know what? Let's just do the... Oh, we can't do the Rot Knights because they're too high rank. Alright, fine. Let's just do these two. 600 and 600. Expensive. What does this do again? Melee defense reduction, speed reduction, weapon strength. Yeah, fine. Let's just do these two. So expensive, though. Eh, alright. Just those two. Anyway, go, go, go.
I will take their breath away and give their souls their freedom back.
Alrighty, here we go. Ku'gath has foolishly attempted to take what was Decala's in terms of trying to finish off Mr. Balthazar Gelt, and so he will be punished for it. We're going to start the battle off by moving towards the enemy with our Boob Snake Riders, i.e. the demonic steeds there. Chill Wind comes down, but otherwise we're just distracting the enemies as Dechala moves through them on her way to Ku'gath himself. She looks pretty darn tiny by comparison, her head not even reaching halfway up the big old throne of Ku'gath, but does that matter? He immediately loses about 20% of his HP, while Dechala, with her massive 105 melee defense, is completely fine. And it looks like we'll see if he can do anything. Otherwise, the Rot Knights have closed together with a unit of Bile Trolls, but we are focusing the Rot Knights down with a number of things. They've gotten hit with the Eroding Poison Soporific Musk, as well as we've popped Acquiescence on them, and are hitting them with the occasional Javelin from our range units. They are doing a little bit of damage here. So far, 3 of the Gores, or possibly the Marauders, have been killed, but all the debuffs are really not allowing them to live up to their potential. Otherwise, looks like a unit of Rot Flies, or Plague Drones specifically, have closed the distance with one of our devotees, so we're going to buff them up with Hysterical Frenzy, giving them 96 melee attack. If the enemy wants to play with them in melee, they're more than welcome, and if they want to back off, they can eat a few bolts to the face. Otherwise, we've got here the Princelings of Perfection, facing off against, or is it just Princes of Perfection, whatever, facing off against some Nurglings, and looking good while they do it. The Princes of Perfection have always been a really lovely looking unit. Wish we could have a whole army with this sort of color scheme. Or just have all of our devoted marauders use that color scheme because it looks fantastic. But anyway, looks like Ku'gath's army is very much in trouble, and Ku'gath himself very much in trouble. Dechala at full HP, Ku'gath down to maybe 15%. The Nurgling summons have done absolutely nothing to help him out. She has taken no hurt whatsoever, and I don't know why I was worried because she brings him down without any trouble. With that, with the fall of Ku'gath, his demons are banished and the ogres will shatter, and we don't need to chase them down because we will destroy them thanks to March Dance. Lovely. Poor Ku'gath. Alright, there we go. 10,000 gold for that. Alright, well, we got back the gold that we spent on dealing with them. Lovely. And basically no thralls, but admittedly all the demons would have been banished, so that kind of makes sense in this particular situation. And we are free to offer us tribute as well. And Decala's nearly level 50. Man, she gets so much leveling buffs, it's pretty crazy. Offers tribute, yes, in a second. How do we do here? 12,000, the Storm and Blade slightly outdoing the Nest of Vipers. Oh, I'll give you guys some names as well. Gotta remember to put the Heralds of Excess in the other army as well. The Gores didn't do all that much in this particular battle as they were relegated to attempting to get around the enemy's flanks and or distracting critical targets like that Soul Grinder, but it is what it is. The Druki Anointed actually took a fair bit of damage, but admittedly also did a fair bit of damage, so that's fair. Alright, we'll offer his tribute. Ku'gath goes down. I assume he will leave us with a parting plague. Apparently not. Lovely. And growth and chance of plague spreading. Terrible defeat trait. What can you do? Cold one for Hilalion. Who the heck is Hilalion? Oh, that's this one. Okay, so now that's a question. How are we going to pop you into Decala's army? She needs to move probably this way. Assuming that we can handle Gelt with these guys. Although, will we still... What the heck is this? He's gonna build a full stack of knights, isn't he? It's the only thing he can recruit here. He's just gonna build 1,000,000 knights. That's actually going to be quite the issue for this particular army, isn't it? Huh, go figure. But we're busy with other stuff right now, so maybe we can ambush this army. Although the knights would then be able to just get away. Rude. Alright, well, either way, cold one for Hilalion, that's fine, and cold one for Tressa as well. Gift of Slaanesh given to Ku'gath, who is actually willing to peace out. Huh. You know, maybe so we don't have to deal with him. We can take his 23,000 gold, spare him for, what, 10 turns? In the time that it takes to destroy Goldtooth. You know what? I kind of like this. 23,000 gold is pretty solid. And granted, Ku'gath will come back by then, but at least we're not dealing with 1,000,000 enemies at once. And he still likes us too. Alright, that works. That works nicely. Anyway, I'm going to say, Dechala, you're going to transfer the Heralds of Excess to Akarak for now. Because... Oh, what? Why would you... That's annoying. I didn't mean to... Okay, because we didn't take a unit from you. We transferred it to you. Why would we get the plague by sending one of our units away from our own army? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, what can you do? Army receives plague. Hilalion, you're going to pop into this army as well. Like so. And then Mr. Stakar will eventually be replaced in this army by another Exalted Hero. And just so we have XP transfer, you, Exalted Hero, are going to pop into Akarak's army, and then you, other... Yeah, you're tough. You're going to go into this army for mostly the casualty or punishment. Lovely. And then we'll get a couple of cultists in here, some Praeton, and any regiments of renown. Well, I guess the Praeton is a regiment of renown, but we can swap with Alex. Speaking of Alex... Well, this will be easy to overrun. This concerns me more. On the Flock of Doom especially, because it'll damage our demon. That's quite a bit, and our Praeton remains damaged. And we could increase our power with the armor-piercing weapon damage, but we don't really need it. I really am tempted to get the Marquis, but I'm 99.9% sure that it won't work, as in it'll cripple our movement range. I guess if it does, what we could do is move Vashnar in. And then just waste the turn. Yeah, alright, fine, let's do that then. Alright, so, Marquis... Oh, I shouldn't have preemptively cancelled those, should I have? But oh well. You know what, then we can have Vashnar get the Marquis. Unless, wait. It's just very risky to lose the movement range. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have Vashnar get the Marquis. You're gonna do this. Might as well get it on the field. Like so, we have all the other regiments of renown after all. You can get back to recruiting in a turn. And you guys will fight in a second, but let's deal with our building and our cultist moving. Alright, anyway, you are gonna go find Morathi and the Mask of Slaanesh as well, because I believe she's down in Lustria. Because, you know, we need more lords in Lustria. You go here. Keep on checking the Allurises for another type of the same type. Don't have one as yet. Alright, everybody else has moved other than Alex. Then, buildings to be builded. Buildified. Words. Monument of Toil, Surgeon's Rex, and the Toll. And we will forgo upgrading these for now. It's annoying to have to look at them every turn, but, you know, for now. Same thing with you, minus the Warhost Fort and the Ring of Pain, and one of the military structures. We already have one of these, so let's build one of these. And then the last one here. Perfect. And nothing else needed. Yes? Yes. Shangwu, we will upgrade the cultist outpost and we will build another one of these money-making buildings. We'll build them up all to tier 2, but largely we won't upgrade to tier 3s here. I know I did that one, but 4.6k and 4.6k is kind of insane. Wait, did I spend 4.6k on upgrading this one here? That's honestly not worth it. I am going to cancel you. Yeah, absolutely not worth it. Even with the amount of cash we have, it's not worth it. Let them just run their course in tier 2, and then we'll convert them as needed. You, Shiama's Rest, however, will be upgraded. Lovely. And that's it. Okay, good. We're gonna need this money for recruitment shortly, so yeah. You know what, let's upgrade both. Ugh, 8,000 to upgrade both? You know what, never mind. I'm going to forgo that for now. And yeah, okay, we'll wait on... Well, we'll rebuild those drums shortly. Anyway, Alex, you will have some levels. Just the 2 transferred. We will get Allure of Slaanesh from you. Do you have any rank 7s? Right now, Praeton, Eternal Entourage, Heartseekers, and the Sibyl and Slaughtercade, and the Bringers of Excess benefit from it. Seeker's Kiss would apply to a couple of the units. Acolytes of Hedonism does apply to the Demonettes, but it'll only apply... Well, it'll also apply to the Mirror Guard. It's probably the best bang for our buck here. Yeah, alright, let's do Acolytes of Hedonism. And then into Allure of Slaanesh. Beautiful. Cultist of Slaanesh, you have just the 1 point, but you have the gates maxed out, which was the main thing that you wanted. Let's go for hard to hit, and then let's hit them hard. Lovely. Pyrrhic Victory casualties, medium. We got a couple of those Marauder champs. Ooh, I'm interested to see what they look like in our color scheme. I don't think anybody here is worth corrupting. It's mostly basic ogres, so we'll just go, go, go.
Rejoice, for we will harvest countless souls for our perfect prince.
Alrighty, here we go. Alex still has almost all of our regiments of renown, and we're going to take full advantage of them, and especially to close the distance quickly with this first little army before the main stack actually arrives, with the hopes of destroying it utterly. And I'm going to hit them with a Lash of Slaanesh as we move in, and Alex will lead the charge, or at least follow the Sibyl and Slaughtercade in, and then debuff the entire blob of enemies with the Tormentor's Sword. Since they're kind of stuck in position like this, and will stay blobbed up for a little bit longer than they'd like, while the rest of our army closes the distance. Speaking of closing the distance, here we go. Our eternal entourage Heartseekers will absolutely obliterate this unit of Ogre Bulls on the charge with a little bit of help from the Praeton here, which is an anti-large creature as well. It does look a little bit odd in this army in terms of matching the other units, but it'll work nicely with the Slangors once we eventually deliver it to them. I know I've been talking about it for like 2 or 3 episodes now, but we're getting there, guys. We've been a little bit busy. Alright, and it looks like this army gets overrun, and by the looks of it, while a few units remain, the Ogre Bulls standing back to back in the center and completely surrounded. The other units, as in the slower units, the Marauders, have now moved on in as well, and we're going to go after that Lord, who admittedly has been doing a good job continuously dropping flocks of doom upon us, and but will not be doing such a good job anymore. Oh, I've got, okay, another flock of doom, damn you. Oh, good. Alright, well, Alex is going to continue focusing them down. Here comes the Praeton with those glowing green eyes. Yeah, because of the glowing green eyes and the antlers, it makes the Praeton look more like a Nurglite unit than it does the Slaanesh unit, doesn't it? Aesthetics-wise, Nurgle does love those antlers after all. But anyway, the Slaughtermaster is done for, and we'll book it on out of there, and this entire army is done for altogether. We're going to do our best to run them down and then reposition for the arrival of the actual fight, the main fight. On the bright side, though, our own reinforcements have arrived as well, including the Marquis of Masochism here, who is, I'm sure, going to help out quite nicely as, well, we need something to deliver massive amounts of alpha damage to the enemy heroes and, of course, the enemy, well, Ogre Bulls, generally speaking. Alright, the enemy army is still moving on up, and it looks like they're going to send their vanguard forward, the Saber Tusk Pack. I don't really want the, I don't really want the Heartseekers to take so much damage. But what can you do? And ooh, the enemy is going to hit us with a spell as well, and I saw a few of those Heartseekers go down, and not in a good way, as they shed about 30% of their HP. Gonna have to back off as soon as we can out of here, and allow the Mirror Guard to take the position and hold back the tide of Ogres and whatever other units they have there. I like those Saber Tusks. Alright, the Ogre Bulls are joined by a Slaughtermaster. I think there's a Bruiser in here somewhere as well, though where it is I don't know. Marquis of Masochism spinning to win, perhaps taking a page out of Decala's book. And I'm sure delivering plenty of damage. Speaking of delivering damage, we got our first Gate of Slaanesh open, just the basic one, putting more demonettes on the field below, and we're going to get ready to open the Greater Gate of Slaanesh and summon another Keeper of Secrets here as well. There it is, we got a second one, and that's a little bit more damage, and a few more bound spell abilities as well. Alright, Lash of Slaanesh comes down, but the enemy's hitting back with its own spells. A second Slaughtermaster, which means more Flocks of Doom spam upon our units. Our Demonettes will certainly be very vulnerable to that, and so we do have to be careful. You know, if we manage to confederate the Mask of Slaanesh, then I guess this army would then not have to be the Demonette army, would it? The other army would be the Demonette army. We'd have to adjust what we do with this army then. Might have to then reset Alex, depending on how it works. Ooh, and she has all the Regiments of Renown as well, the Demonettes and the... I suppose we could do more Demonette-heavy army on the Mask, and then more like cavalry-based, like Seeker Chariots and Heartseekers and Pleasure Seekers in Alex's force. I could also give her a sort of mixed force, but that would be better if we evolved her, and I kind of like her as she currently is. But anyway, we'll see. It depends on when, if and when we get the mask. Either way, the enemy is in pretty bad shape. I was a hunter rather than a bruiser, who we are going after right now. The enemy butcher of beasts is moving away, though another lord, I believe, is still in here somewhere. Unless I'm mistaken, but I could be. Not that it matters over much. Or at least it won't matter for too long, as the bounce power has shifted to about 85, closing in on 90% in our favor. Of course, some of the enemy will rally. Ooh, that big old harpoon. Not as enjoyable as it looks, I'm sure, to the Slaaneshi. Delivering plenty of damage, and it looks like ogres are routing and rallying. Some of them, of course, will drop beneath the tide of demon nets. And with a little bit of help from the Mirror Guard. And it looks like at last the ogres have had enough. And any faction that has had enough is not worthy of, joining the ranks of Slaanesh. There we are. With that, the battle is ours. Took a little bit of damage. The Sibilant Slaughtercade got quite hurt. It didn't lose any models, fortunately, despite going down to 25% of its HP. So it'll recover completely to full, and that's nice. The Praeton really did get beat up, though, and in fact, got to its healing cap, interestingly. Wait, I didn't even know you had regeneration. Or maybe it just started slightly hurt, because I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I guess, yeah, okay, everybody is very, very slightly damaged. Alright, that makes more sense than it was. Anyway, a close victory, but definitely worthy of our attention, and this way we don't have to send Dechala back to deal with this herself. Lovely. Alright, there we go, a lovely little fight that saw us victorious without really needing to or being able to rely on those Marauder champions. All good though, unsurprising, considering we moved in March stance and thus they had lowered speed and thereby the difficulty getting into the battle. And what? Once again, I freaking forgot to apply the freaking Scarecrow banner and the enemy had aerial units in the form of the Blood Vultures. Damn me, I'm worse with that than well, okay, no, I'm not worse with that than I am with the Cultists, but I am pretty bad with both. Anyway, this time we got some solid thralls out of it and low money. What is it based on? The thrall? Wait, thralls is casualties captures post-battle, right? Because I guess money is not based on... whatever. All good. We got 27,000 damage on the Eternal Entourage, but that should hardly be of any surprise. Heart Seekers dish out massive amounts of damage. The Bringers of Beguilement at 20k and 11k with Jazz Hands carry the day compared to all the other Demon Nets. Very, very nice. Alrighty. Happy with that result, and 10,000 damage on the Mirror Guard as well, against Ogre Bulls. Pretty nice. Anyway, we'll take the Dominate captives. The remnants of that army will run, and I imagine, will not be able to capture it because it's going to go too far. We still have Goldtooth himself to defeat, but that's not Goldtooth, that's Malbob. Another deploy relations with Slaaneshi factions. Okay, we gotta put those on some heroes. Slaanesh gift given. Good. You, go into March stance, and then go into our territory. There you go, so you can heal. It's not a lot, but it's something. And then, oh, you can't recruit immediately. I guess you'll slightly move this way, and you'll slightly move this way. We still have to take out that camp. Frickin' booger stank. Alrighty, yeah, I'd like you to recruit, and you can't do it here. Again. Alrighty, what about the pleasure palaces? Where is the third one, the new one? Oh, one more turn, alright. I just wanted to double check that we had done that already. I'd love to build this. What I want to really check is how many thralls we need to immediately get a pleasure palace up to tier 3 when we capture it, and that'll be the baseline of thralls that we should have at all times to never be below. Except in certain situations. Anyway, the other stuff is good. Anyway, I believe we're gonna go skip. Cult available? No. Diplomacy available. Anything interesting here? Eshin wants to trade. Eshin will be dead soon. Ooh. I'm willing to bet as soon as they die, the northern provinces will declare war on us, and we're a little bit drawn out in terms of where we are. Oh. Oh, okay, I thought it was Goldtooth that wanted peace. Goldtooth's rank 15, even after the loss of a couple of armies. It's pretty nice. Man is weak. This is true. The Elixir of Damnation, that's Decala's quest battle. If only we weren't so dang busy. But we'll do it with Decala's complete army, I think. Anyway, let's end the turn now. I'd be perfectly content if Gelt wants to attack Akarak in his current form, and if he doesn't, we'll try to ambush him later anyway. Deathmaster Snitch was just talking about not aligning with you. Although, admittedly, if he does die, then I suppose you can make an argument for aligning with him. You like our military actions against Goldtooth, eh? Good for you. Alright, technology researched, lovely, and we're at 700 decadence. I think we'll wait for the next 1000. The Eternal Blade, that's a pretty solid one. Melee attack plus 10, melee defense plus 5, and a nice little fighty thing. Exarian has completed her journey. This should be Slaaneshly corrupted. The Accursed Troop. Confederation now. Damn. Well, at least we know where she is, and now we will move north to... Well, okay, we don't know where she is yet. Well, we know where the mask is yet, we don't know where Marathi... Well, we know where Marathi is, okay. We're gonna go find Marathi, and establish a cult in the ancient city of Quintex. Although, I suppose what we could also do is move towards Nakari. Ooh. Slaanesh corruption is dropping up here. That's concerning. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll bypass Quintex, just find Nakari and then deal with it. Anyway, Dechala, I would like to see... Okay, you have a Slaaneshi mutant. Anybody not have a Slaaneshi mutant? You don't have one. Slaaneshi mutant for you. And Razor Standard is probably going to go into... Hello! 2 more armies, but Malbob has been joined by Marrow, or Marrow has been joined by Malbob, and it wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for Greasy. Can't reach Boogerstank yet? Alright, fine. You're gonna go into an camp, which actually does nothing. You're gonna channel, so you're gonna go as close to Boogerstank as you can, whereas Vashnar, we still have the reduction of construction for a couple more turns. Alright, so you're gonna go into Chiang then. Oh, I should have transferred the... Damn it. You can auto-resolve this, right?
I exist to serve.
You know what? I don't trust it. Deliver those troops. I should have done that immediately. I honestly forgot that this guy had troops. Alrighty, and wow, you're rank 10. That's pretty good, and you're the one that's going to become a demon prince, so you're gonna be ready for that fairly soon. I like it. Good job, Vashnar. Hence the character XP gain. Oh, grab Dominating Presence for more XP. Should have done that from the start. Anyway, Wanton Destruction gives us even more upkeep reduction, although there's... I mean, this will be useful as well. We should probably go all the way through to the capstone here. There are a few other nice things like income from all buildings plus 10, and I think there was something else I really wanted somewhere in here, but damn me if I remember where it was, or what it was. Oh, right, we've got the relationships with all factions, basically, the different types of relationship buffs, and those are going to be both very useful. I also do like the Ascent of Agony, just like real life, but anyway. Alrighty, Dechala. You're gonna fight in a second. Well, let's see what else we got. Akarak, you are channeling. No, you're done. I guess you can raid now? You are still tiny bit damaged. Alright, fine, you can... Oh, he's getting Pistoliers now. It's gonna be annoying. Shambletown, we're gonna upgrade you. You sit here for one more turn, then. Tressa. Who is Tressa again? Oh, right. Tressa the Toughie. Go here.
The carnival of passions awaits.
Alrighty, now these guys will just need 2 cultists, as the Sorcerer Lord will be the one spamming spells. You, Divine Bringer of Desire, go up here. Feels like too epic of a name for some random Alluras. But anyway, Unearthly Reflexes is nice on these Chaos Sorcerers. Melee Defense and Speed, well, ooh, Scaled Skin. Alright, I think we gotta take this one with Scaled Skin for whichever army needs them, because 25 missile resistance when you're on those shrines is just too good to say no to. Go up here. Oh, could we have just built you here? Yeah. I forgot I'm stupid for a second. It was a beautiful dream. Anyway, what else do we have here? Nothing interesting? Nothing interesting. Alright, fair enough. Building. Before fighting. You, the Exodus, Cathan Hinterlands, I'm just amusing myself. Hey, this is the most appropriate campaign to amuse oneself. Anyway, the Shangwu. Asylum of Craftsmen? Yeah. I'm really tempted to upgrade those just so I don't have to look at them being unupgraded every turn, but every time I look at them and I'm like, no, it's too much. It's too expensive. Yes, Shiwu, upgrade to the next level. 5 turns until our next Pleasure Palace then. And I'd prefer to just get it up and running rather than, you know, convert one, because conversions start from tier 1 and it's a whole hassle. Yeah. Anyway, currently available to construct 0. Can you go over 1 with this? I assume you can. It'd be weird and annoying if you couldn't. Anyway, we are getting the Pain Vaults, and we are getting the Favored Quarters, and foregoing the military structure. Well, okay, we can't even build the military structures. Yeah. Alrighty, and there's none that need to be converted at the current time, correct? Just double checking. And none that need to be... You know, I'm just gonna... No. We need to save the thralls. And I feel there's no need to upgrade them to tier 5. Oh, we can recruit the... Wait, no, one more turn. Oh, we were going to start recruiting these guys anyway, so... The champions and the devotees for Dechala, so I think we're fine. Wait, wasn't there a... There's no devotee regiment of renown, I take it? I'm just gonna assume there was... Alright, skip everything, but don't end the turn, because Dechala, you get a lot of ogres to be fighting. Do we need to level these guys? I think we're fine. I really don't see them beating Dechala anyway. Malbob, whatever. Anything we need to do? We have the Spur of Eagerness. Ooh, you know what? Actually, I just want to double check that nobody here has a... Actually, wait, did I level you at all? Yes, well, I leveled the important parts of you. I just wanted to double check that nobody has the ability to get Mentor that doesn't have it, but would need it. So you have Mentor, and then you have Mentor, and then Dechala will get Mentor maxed out, presumably immediately after this battle. This battle right now. This battle right here. This battle that we're beginning. Go, go, go. Where's Goldtooth? Can't be... Oh, wow. He has so many armies around here, but they're not good enough to threaten us. Okay. We will corrupt some jerks here, though. Definitely the Iron Guts. Definitely the Ambleby Greyback. Oh, they're tier 4. Fine, we'll corrupt the regular Yetis. Can't corrupt the... Oh, you can corrupt the Giants. Good. What the heck? Oh, I did not realize these guys had a billion Giants. That's concerning for our army type. That's very concerning. Dechala can take them on, but the others... Okay, wait. Giants or Iron Guts? We need to lower the Iron Guts' defenses. You know what? Yetis are fragile enough that we can leave them alone. And we'll corrupt the Iron Guts instead, then. I wager they'll be more worth... They'll have more worth to the enemy army than the Giants will, maybe? This is a concerning number of Giants. I know that the AI seems to be more... spam happy than it used to be. Okay, wait, what does this do again? Melee defense reduction, weapon strength by 25, a leadership reduction. Leadership on these guys is 60, and on the Giants it's 85. Yeah, so we're better off reducing the leadership on the Iron Guts. They will be routed much sooner. So 1, 2, 3, 4 all Iron Guts. We'll have to leave that Leadbelcher unit, but we should be able to charge it with Dechala and kill it pretty darn quickly. Corrupt units. Alrighty. And that's all we got. Should be a fun fight, though. I did not realize... I should have checked that they had all these Giants, but too late now. Go.
I will take their breath away and give their souls their freedom back.
Alrighty, here we go. This should be an interesting fight. We got technically 4 armies arrayed against us, so one little one coming in behind us, and then we've got 2 big ones, including the giant pile of, well, giants coming in as reinforcements. So, the first thing we gotta do is destroy the first army, and we will take full advantage of the massive speed that we have to do so. Our 2 units of Boob Snake Riders, as in our heroes, will move directly towards those lead belchers to prevent them from firing as we advance, while Dechala herself goes after that enemy Slaughtermaster. Like the previous battle, we've seen these guys spam that Flock of Doom, and we are not having it here. Fortunately, Dechala delivers pretty massive damage. Oh, I gotta remember to give her the new swords that we've got. Alright, well, we'll deal with it later. Yeah, Malbob is down to 20% of his HP, and the rest of our army is still moving forward, but at the very least, that Slaughtermaster won't be getting too many flocks of Doomar. We've engaged with the Iron Guts and are pressing them hard, and with the goal of hopefully wiping out, if not all units, when the reinforcements arrive, at least the elites. But ideally, we should kill this army completely, then back off and kill that little reinforcement army rather than fighting the big armies, just to reduce the number of troops available to the enemy. Alrighty, Iron Guts facing off against the Champions of Slaanesh, or were. It looks like they actually break fairly quickly. I do note that the Eroding Poison also does give a leadership reduction, which I guess is fairly helpful here. Because of that, I suppose if Dechala really wanted to, she could probably build around anti-leadership as an army build, which certainly has potential, as there are some of the hero abilities also reduce leadership, but then of course spells. I believe Phantasmagoria, the cannot move spell of the advanced spells of Slaanesh, is also a leadership debuff, a significant one at that. Certainly something to think about. Anyway, I was just I was just thinking about possibly an army composition based around that and what units would fit outside of Decala's own army. Anyway, looks like this little army has been destroyed, which means we are not going to face off against that big blob, but rather use our speed, which is faster than that of the ogres, to back off. Dechala will once again lead her Champions of Slaanesh, who are so darn quick with their speed, to charge the ogre bulls here. Dechala will herself go after the enemy Tyrant, which has arrived in a rank 9 versus a rank 47 Lord, and means I imagine the Tyrant's gonna have a bad time. Let's see how well the Saber Tusks as well as the Ogre Bulls and Nobblers stand up against our Champions of Slaanesh, which admittedly are taking a lot of range fire from the Nobbler Trappers. I'm gonna have to send somebody to deal with that. Fortunately, the slower elements, I guess every single element of our army is slower, has arrived to help out as the Gores and join in the fray. We've had these guys in this army for a decently long time, so once we transfer them, at least that army will have a high pile of high-level Gores. Well, not a pile, but a couple of them. Anyway, the second and third enemy army with all those giants are moving in, and we've taken position up on this hill to take advantage of the elevation, both for our infantry and our missile troops, which will hopefully be able to fire down at the, well, ideally the giants, because we're really going to need to work on those guys. And Dechala has obviously defeated the enemy Tyrant, who has done no damage to her, and our Marauder horses have joined in to chase down the enemies from this army that are now beginning to run, while we reposition and get ready to face the enemy elites. Iron Guts, Gorgers, and Giants aplenty have arrived, and we're going to do our best to hold them back with base Marauders. Admittedly buffed by Dechala, which makes them significantly stronger, but nonetheless, it is still Marauders. And even in vanilla, giants are fairly solid. When in the last DLC, when we got the Man-Eaters under Golgi, my favorite army in that campaign was just Nobblers and Giants. I think it was just a pile of pigback riders and I think 4 giants. It was more than enough to deal with anything. And it was really fun to play as well, because obviously the Nobblers are fragile. Anyway, lots and lots of giants moving in, and we're going to do our best to have our heroes just prevent them from moving towards our Marauders. Here, Starkar is doing a pretty good job, having taken the first giant down by about 40% of his HP. I believe Dechala has also found one somewhere in here. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but she's zipping around real quick as well. 104 speed on her, eh? Pretty good so far. Alrighty, but I can't believe these guys built so many of these. I wonder if the High Elves are building dragon stacks. Or actually, do I wonder, judging by what's happening in the Aisling campaign? Aislin's basically the only one doing anything of consequence on Ulthuan, as the other High Elves are not doing a great job. But it may be by virtue of the fact that we're playing the High Elves. Anyway, gonna pop down a Phantasmagoria, which is a very lovely looking spell, preventing the enemy from moving and causing a big old leadership debuff, forcing a few of those units to book it on out of there. The balance of power has shifted to about 75% in our favor at this point, and we're still holding the giants back or otherwise trying to focus them down. Pretty much out of arrows, unfortunately, on the devotees of Slaanesh at this point, though they've done decent damage here. And I believe these guys have taken down a giant already, though they're nearly out of ammunition as well. Luckily for us, it's looking like we don't need it. The enemy may have brought all of these slave giants available to their faction, but it was not enough as we bring them all down. And since the giants are going to be significantly slower than us, I do believe Dechala and all the heroes should be able to give chase to these guys and hopefully kill them all off. At least that's going to be the priority as we give chase. Great fight. Alright, there we go. That was a truly obnoxious number of giants, with one very slightly alive to tell the tale, but yeah, there's a reason why speed is such a powerful stat, and the ability to reposition, to go after one army, back off, go after another army, and then wait for the third army, all engaging them one at a time, dividing and conquering and whatnot, taking advantageous positions, and, you know, cycle charging. There's a lot of stuff that speed will get you. And what it got us here was the win. Very nice. 300 thralls only, surprisingly, but it's still better than 1,000 gold, especially since we're getting 12k out of this anyway. At 25,000 out, 31,000 damage, a Storm of Blades beats the Nest of Vipers very slightly, though the Marauder horses also did quite well. Oh, right, I was going to give you a name. Okay, in a minute. We've got Kink Gores and Gorgeous Gores, both at 10 and 11,000 damage. Actually did very well. Marauders, 15 to 20k, pretty nice as well. The Cultist didn't do much, but you know, it's a Cultist, what do you expect? It's there to provide support on its War Shrine. 30,000 damage on our first high-level Druki Anointed, 38,000 on Dechala, but significantly more damage Delta's gold value as well, since she was going only after lords, heroes, giants, etc. Very nice fight. Dominate those captives. I think Goldtooth's already regretting taking us on. Hilalion gets the Demonic Steed. Good for Hilalion. Enemy killed in battle, Gift of Slaanesh given, and Grimtop remains, but not for much longer. We've also leveled up to rank 50, meaning we get Mentor now, and then 4 points to play with, so we'll put them... I'm going to assume we'll use 2 Boob Snakes. Yeah, we got it, right? Alright, so Gratifying Charge, and then 1 point in Connoisseurs of Delight. Maxing out Dechala at rank 50 at turn 40. Pretty good. Pretty darn good. And then any of the others get Mentor now? Oh. Okay, Legendary Heroes don't have Mentor apparently, and you're at level 29, so no dice there. You are going to then chase down Mr. Grumus. And out of Resolve, I hope this doesn't actually... It's gonna do more damage to us than the battle did, isn't it? Yeah, fair bit. I think in this one we will heal, even if it's slight. And then we'll take Grimtop as a Thrall Camp. Lovely. Exalted Seeker Chariot for Alex. No, you're gonna stay on... Demonic Steed, maybe? I don't remember if you were on a Steed of Slaanesh or another on a Boob Snake, but whatever. Anyway, with that, I guess we are out of time. We've knocked Goldtooth down to strength rank 62. We saw him at 15, and he was probably even higher before that. That's pretty good. Foolishly declared war on us and is getting very much punished for it. And next time, Akarak will continue staying here. We'll see if Gelt attacks us, but Alex will come down there to take his defeat trait, and then by then perhaps it'll be time to redeclare war upon the Poxmakers. We are also able to now recruit the Okay, next turn we will be able to recruit the Chosen devotees with crossbows and champions. With the exception of the Chosen, these two are going to make up Decala's army. So as soon as they're recruited, we'll be able to do her quest battle. And since all of our armies are here congregating, then among other things, they will be split off soon. I did not ask you to attack these guys' territories. Again, allies being annoying, but we can always trade them this, depending on if they don't take too much territory. Man, I'm kind of regretting aligning with these Norskins, but they're the only ones we have, and we wanted their units. So, can you at least level your thing up here so that we can get access to other units? Norskins, please. We gave you other territory. Anyway, I digress. More Dechala to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.